Hi guys, welcome back to the Mental Health channel. So this is the CNWL Adult Mental Health Services Information Pack, Introduction to Trauma-Informed Approaches to Mental Health Care. So, get started. What is this manual about? So I'm going to do that without my... What is this manual about? This is a trauma-informed manual developed to support people using our services, which is me. This initial part of the manual comprises an introductory information pack which will introduce you to what we mean by trauma and adversity, the effects of trauma and adversity, an overview of trauma-informed approaches to mental health care. The remaining parts of the manual comprise individual stabilisation workbooks. That's like my comment on different aspects of mental health, I suppose, which have been designed to support you in coping with the difficulties you may face on a day-to-day basis. Well, you are facing, and the different ones you may be facing. You are facing some of them, otherwise you wouldn't be here, and you may be facing all of them. Parts of this manual may be helpful to you, and other parts may not. However, we really hope that everyone will be able to find something in the manual that fits their situation and can be useful in supporting them to move forward. This manual has been developed with permission from CumTAF, Morgan Rig University Health Board, Psychological Therapies Team Stabilisation Pack. If you want to check out their manual too, it is readily accessible here on that website page. I'll write that in the description, and then anyone can just click on it. Then. Introduction to Trauma and Adversity. If we want to understand the reasons for mental health problems, it often makes more sense to ask what has happened to you rather than what is wrong with you. It is very common for people who use mental health services to have been through difficult life events. Research has shown that experiencing traumatic and/or adverse life event can place individuals at a high risk of a range of health and social difficulties. World Health Organization 2014. It may not have always been recognised or acknowledged even by you that difficult life events may have contributed to current difficulties. However, from a trauma-informed perspective, mental health difficulties are understood to develop in response to people's life experiences. So, how many pages have we got here? Sorry. Bad camera work 2, 3, 4. Try and do 2 pages per video and then come back to it. There we are. Oh yeah, because we got... Right. It's 11 pages, so I don't think I can fit it into one video. I try and do 3 pages at a time, and then... What do we mean by trauma and adversity? For many people, we have not considered their past experiences as traumas or traumatic events, and trauma may be not a word you want to use to describe past experiences you have encountered. However, from a trauma-informed approach, any experiences that leaves a person feeling overwhelmed, scared, or alone can be thought of as a traumatic, even if it did not involve physical harm. There's mental harm in it. Even if you witness something, you can witness someone else taking harm, and that's still a trauma. If a person's survival, well-being, sense of themselves or their future was threatened, then we can think about that event as a trauma. Adversity. Shall I turn the camera around? Guys, I'm not sure. I'll try and just do this video all at once. And then adversity is another word that can be used to describe a range of difficult experiences that someone may have encountered in their life. The word adversity is often associated with a broader range of difficult experiences that may affect people's well-being. Often, these are background situations and concepts that may not be viewed as traumas, but which can gradually wear down your ability to cope. It might include things like struggling to feed your family, but facing discrimination, living in insecure housing, or having a very stressful job. Sometimes people prefer to use the word adversity over trauma when thinking about their experiences, as it's important to use a language you feel comfortable with. Within this manual, we will use the words trauma and adversity interchangeably to refer to any experience that may have been difficult. Below are some examples of traumatic and adverse experiences that have been shown to have a negative effect on well-being. So brace yourself, these are some bad ones. Childhood abuse, emotional, physical, sexual or neglect, poverty, Domestic violence, being abused or witnessing abuse. Bullying, that's school bullying, so witnessing someone else being bullied at school as well. Physical assault such as a stabbing or robbery, littering and mugging. Housing instability, housing or home instability. Migration, discrimination, sexual violence, natural disasters such as earthquakes. So I must say these aren't in, they could at least put them in order. Accidents or injuries, physical ill health, parental separation or relationship breakdown, loss of a job. What about bereavement? So they've missed some there. They should put bereavement. You could lose your parents when you're young. Or you could, have an accident and lose an arm or something. Feeling unable to meet expectations based on your family, friends and society. Feeling excluded because an aspect of your identity is not valued by others. Not having the power or confidence to decide on values and meanings that are important to you. Yeah. And that'd be like bullying at school as well. That's well bad, isn't it? Being bullied at school is one of the worst things that could ever happen to you. That's what happened to me. How does experiencing trauma and adversity affect people? Experiences of trauma and adversity will affect different people in different ways. What one person finds distressing may be of less significance to others. This may be because of someone's individual personality, beliefs, values, and the previous experiences. It may also depend on how others reacted and what kind of support, if any, you had at the time. Everyone will experience some kind of adversity in their life that is bound to be upsetting at the time, but these effects don't necessarily need to be long-lasting. For example, it is normal to feel shaky, tearful and frightened for several days or weeks after an assault or mugging, but if you can talk to a friend or a family member and be supported, you are much more likely to be able to put the event behind you and get on with your life. Sometimes, however, it is less possible to cope with the effects of drama and adversity, and research has shown that experiences can have a very serious impact on people's mental health. We know that experiencing more frequent and severe traumatic and or adverse events can lead to high levels of distress. Adversity and trauma are also more likely to have long-lasting detrimental effects if the events go on for a longer period of time and repeated, and we don't have people around to believe, protect and support us. Trauma responses. Experiencing adversity or trauma in our lives can affect the way we think, feel, behave and relate to others in various ways. There is no right or wrong way to be affected by trauma. Our reactions and responses will always be understandable when looked at in the context of what has happened or maybe still happening in our lives. Overleaf are some examples of different ways that people might respond to adverse experiences. Some of these terms, such as fight, flight, freeze, are explained in other manuals. Oh, right, okay. I might try and squeeze this page in because it says, oh, here we go. And then I can just finish the video now. Oh, right, hold on. Let me try and I might have to do to page 7 because, sorry, I'm just going to check what page I'm going to go to. Oh, right, hold on, yeah. If I can get this page 6 and 7 done, makes sense, and that'll be halfway through. So, right, so we got a table here: adverse experience, impact, possible responses, ways of coping. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're in groups. Adverse experience: repeated criticism from others, abuse, neglect, racism, homophobia. Impact: strong, frightening and overwhelming emotions such as fear, anger or shame. Possible responses: cutting off, disassociating from the difficult thoughts, feeling or memory. Self-harm as a way of controlling difficult emotions. Oh yeah, self-harm. Binge eating as a way of self-soothing and temporarily eliciting more pleasant feelings. Psychotic or manic states as a way of cutting off and escaping to a different reality. Oh yeah, alcohol or drug use in an attempt to forget and cut off. So, adverse experience. Group 2, accident, assault, natural disaster, abuse and violence. Physical danger. Fight, flight, freeze response. Being highly aroused and alert in the body. Difficult sleeping or switching off. Oh yeah. Aggression or self-isolation as a way of protecting oneself. Suspicious thoughts, paranoia, hating other people in other words. Group 3, adverse experience. Being controlled by others in relationships. Oh yeah, poverty, loss of work, employment. Impacts, loss of control. engaged in rituals, i.e. excessive cleaning, needed to complete actions in a certain order, attempting to dominate others in relationships, controlling food, self-starvation, behaving in a submissive way, finding it hard to take back control. Adverse experience, death, loss of a parent, so that's bereavement. Violence in the family home, separation from a partner, bullying. Are they talking about family bullying? It doesn't say, oh. So that might, let's say, school bullying then. Disruption to relationship and attachments, trying hard to please others, using sexuality to gain control over attention, being overly hard on yourself, self-critical, finding it hard to trust others in relationships. Adverse experience, unable to meet family, societal expectations, e.g. struggling to find employment, not living in line with expectations of dominant social culture group, bullying. That'd be school bullying or bullying in the workplace, bullying by outside people, not the family. Difficulty making friends, low self-esteem, negative sense of self. Possible impact, low self-esteem, negative sense of self. Possible responses, ways of coping. Perfectionism, unusual beliefs, overworking, high moods, mania, grandiosity, self-criticism. So this will be the last page in video 1 of this guide. Sorry, this is a bit more than I wanted to do, but I hope you're still enjoying it. Oh, it's just hard work doing this video, sorry. I'm not feeling that great as well today, so hopefully you still find it useful. Please just stick with me, because I think I'm getting the information across, and I hope it's easier to watch the video than it is to read it out. The trauma responses and possible ways of coping outlined on page 6 have been adopted from Power Threat Meaning Framework by Johnson and Boyle 2018. You will notice that some of these ways of coping, such as hearing voices or having extreme mood swings, are usually described as symptoms of mental illness. A trauma-informed perspective sees them rather differently. Within this approach, they are seen as survival responses, in other words, ways of coping with threatening and emotionally overwhelming situations. For example, we may want to control our eating if everything else in our life feels out of control, or we may want to constantly tense and on edge because as a child we witnessed domestic abuse. I did witness bullying at school, like physical bullying of someone. That was quite upsetting. These ways of coping are understandable when we know the full context. These ways of coping are understandable when we know the full context. However, they can become a problem in their own right. Sometimes we need help to come to terms with a difficult past situation or change a difficult present situation so that we can gradually let go of survival strategies that are no longer useful to us. For more detailed information on a range of different mental health difficulties, including dissociation, hearing voices, flashbacks and nightmares, mood swings, self-harm, shame and unusual beliefs, and how they may relate to experiences of trauma and adversity, we recommend reviewing the tab. I hope I've got this right. I'm not sure about my Welsh words. I don't know how to speak properly, sorry. I'm not doing it on purpose. I wish I could. Try to do my best. Reviewing the TAF information pack here. https:// ComTAF Morgan Nveg. Is that Nveg? .wales at /services/ mental health stabilisation pack. Oh, I hope you found this video. Oh, here's the logo. Oh yeah, credits due. This manual has been developed by the Harrow TIA team. Faye Nikopastros, Gail Burrow, Sheila Holmes, Nick Rhodes, and Cleo Boadu from the ComTAF Morgan Reg University Health Board Psychological Therapies Department Stabilisation Pack. So all this material is copyright of those people, intellectual property of those people. I hope I'm I'm just using it under fair use to like try and help us with our mental health problems, and myself really. I'm not trying to make money out of this, I'm just trying to help my mental health problems. Trying to help my mental health problem. Central and North West London NHS Foundation Trust, 350 Euston Road, Regent's Place, London, W13AX. There's the number. If anyone wants to ring them and ask them, telephone 02032145700, www.cnwl.nhs.uk. Central and North West London, copyright NHS Foundation Trust, reference 1855_DEC 2020, December 2020. And then there's just a couple of pages left, but hopefully, maybe I can leave it on a nice page. It's nice like colours and books and stuff. I'll finish this video off. I'll finish this bit off in the next video. Can you please like the video though? I might be able to. The more likes I get, the more chance I got to do the rest of the videos. Hopefully. Hopefully you enjoy this video. If there's any comments, if you want me to re-record this, I can do that. Can you please let me know, and I can improve the camera work as well. Just trying to do it at short notice. So please leave any comments, and if you have any, please leave positive suggestions about how I can improve the videos. If there's something wrong, please try and put a positive, creative suggestion of how I can improve it, not just say, oh, this is rubbish, because then that's like demotivating me. I just want some positive like inputs as well. Like maybe I could I could scan the book in and put it on the screen, and then you know I can read it out, and then I won't need the screen recorder. I will get the screen recorder, and then I won't need to hold the phone, and it'll be easier. I'd do it on the laptop, couldn't I, for the next section? Yeah, so I think I'll do that, scan the rest of it in. Hopefully you found this useful. Please like it, and then please can you subscribe to the channel, so then I can keep making videos. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Hope your health is well, and take care of yourself, and see you in the next video. Bye.